My name is Miss Sarah, and today we're going to talk about some really big numbers. So I've got a picture of a bunch of gumballs, and I want you to think about how many gumballs are in this picture, okay? So we're going to take a second and just think about how many are in this picture. Yeah, there are hundreds of gumballs in this picture, but sometimes it's kind of hard to think about how many are in really big numbers like hundreds. So for instance, if we have a number like 342, we write it 3, 4, 2. But how do we really know how many are in there, especially if it's written out like this? Well, one way for us to understand that there are hundreds, tens, and ones in this is by using these base 10 blocks. So in this one, there are 100 of these little tiny blocks in this one picture. So for 342, we would need 3 of these because there are 300. So we've got 100, 200, and 300. So we know there's 300, and this 4 in the middle actually represents 40. So I've got these little ones that are 10 each. So if this means 40 and this is 10, we need 4 10s to represent 40. So I'm going to put 1 10. Now we've got 20, 30, and 40. Now the good thing about this last number is that it actually is representing what it is. It's just 2, because that is our ones place. So we have 1 little block and 2. So inside this little written number of 342, there's actually 300, 4 10s that are 40, and 2 1s. And this is how it is for all 3-digit numbers. So let's write a couple different 3-digit numbers, and I can show you guys how that works. Let me take off all my base 10 friends here. So the next number that we're going to talk about is 455. So while I'm writing this out, I want you to think about how many hundreds, tens, and ones there are in 455. So we've got the 4, 5, and 5. Okay, so in 455, we've got 400, so I'm going to put 4 of my big base 10 blocks, and remember, all of this is 100. So I've got my first one, my second one, here's our third 100, and our fourth 100. And remember, this number in the middle is the tens place. So if it's 5 in the tens place, that means 50. So we're going to have 5 of my little 10 base block friends. So that's 20, 30, 40, and 50. And remember, our ones place is our best friend because it just means what it is. It's just 5. So we're going to put 5 of our ones up here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in 455, there are 4 hundreds, 5 tens, and 5 ones. Now you might not always have base 10 blocks around to help you visualize and represent these numbers. So another way to do it is just by writing out those smaller numbers that are inside the big number. So the next one that we're going to talk about is 286. So while I'm taking this down, I want you to think about how many are in 286. What does that 2 represent? What does that 8 represent? And what does that 6 represent? All right, so we have 286. 286. So this 2 right here is going to be 2 hundreds. So I've got 100 and 200s. This 8, remember, is our tens. So we've got 8 tens. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. And then we have our 6, who's our best friend because it just means what it is. It's just 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So our 2 represents 2 hundreds, our 8 represents 8 tens, and our 6 is 6 ones. Okay, I've got one more for you guys, and I want you to really think about how many this represents. This number is 199. So I'm going to write it out as 199, and our first number, the 1, represents 100. Our second number represents 90, and our third represents 9. So this number altogether is 199. Thank you guys for talking about these really big numbers with me today.